Welcome back to another reading and correcting of, no, with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes. Yeah. And Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are when I read a chapter and do corrections as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. And today we are doing chapter 38 of Shattered Salvation. There were broken bodies everywhere, as well as sparkling electronics, the smell of burnt conduit, and something emitting a high-pitched whine that was grating on Catherine's nerves. There was surprisingly little blood, and no Tristan. The majority of the dead and broken bodies were Armelin's doing. He'd entered the moment Rofield had forced the lock to cooperate, dodged blaster fire, and gone through nearly everyone there, breaking limbs and necks indiscriminately. This was a side of her second in command, or his predictive ability she'd never seen before. The fact that had been fighting at all surprised her. She'd expected a bridge crew to surrender at the first sign of danger, not be armed, and certainly not fire back, causing her rookies to rush in firing indiscriminately. Brad, see if you can get me any information on where this ship was going. Her pilot looked at the carnage. You do see what the younglings did, right? I don't think this ship knows where it's going itself anymore. Give it a try. Knowing where it's heading might give me a clue as to who this Baron is and why he's after Tristan, too. Bounty? Curly asked as she walked between them. I'll take a look at the electronics. Maybe there's some way I can reroute around the damage. There aren't any bounties on Tristan on any of the boards. He's still incarcerated on the Sayatoga. There also isn't a bounty on any other Somalian. If this Baron is after Tristan, it's personal. It isn't like there's a shortage of people who might be pissed at him, Brad said. That Somalian does have a way with people that screams, "Come and hunt me down." I thought he killed everyone he came across, Curly called. And leave ample broken-hearted spouses, Armelin growled. He wasn't here. I know, but we'll get him. He can't leave this ship. She took out her comm. Kopernik? Tristan isn't here. There's also no sign of someone who might be in charge. Did that woman lie to me? The ensuing silence was long enough. Catherine almost called again, but when her the ensuing silence was also long again. That she almost called again. That's gonna be then. Then her coercionist spoke. Sorry, boss. Something came up. Catherine thought she could hear shots fired, but Kopernik continued. But to be fair to her, she only said that Tristan was after Baran, and that the most likely place to find him would be the bridge. Since he's the ship captain, it would make sense for her to assume that. Boss, Brad called. Bridge is dead. He was at one of the few stations that hadn't been shot up. It should work, Curly commented, crouched before an open panel. Catherine sighed and looked at the rookies, most of whom wore overly proud expression. She so wasn't cut to train rookies. Can't blame the youngling for this, Brad said. This isn't damage, it's process or death. Not death, Kopernik said. Catherine was surprised the woman had heard him, unless she was also plugged into the bridge audio. If not death, then what is it? She asked. A reroute. Everything's been transferred to engineering. Couldn't you stop it? You did know he was heading there. I was heading here. Kopernik hesitated. I was busy with Tristan's coercionist. I didn't see it coming. Tristan signaled for everyone's attention. They went back to the medical bay? What? Was that the shooting she'd heard? It couldn't be. Kopernik wouldn't be this calm, but out the corner of her eye, she saw Armelin shake his head. No, sorry, not physically busy with him. He's in the system. He showed up while I was dealing with the ship's coercionists. As soon as I noticed him, I made him my priority, tried to figure out where he was on the ship, but he's better than his work on the medical bay indicated. A bit before you called, the bridge coercionist went dead. So I'm guessing that's literally what happened to him. Then there was the hard shutdown, and when the system came back up, the command program and processors were walled up in engineering. Alex came back in, but didn't stay long enough for me to get a location on him. I think it's safe to assume he figured out where they were too. All right, people, we're done here. Catherine ignored what Kopernik was saying in spite of the urgency in her voice. She had more important things to do than comfort a rookie. We're heading to engineering. She caught Armling's arm as he tried to race by her and earned herself a snarl. You're staying with us. I and don't even snort at me again. I don't care what you can do. You are not taking him on alone. That goes for everyone else, she added, not looking away from the Porphyrian. The odds we will run into Tristan on the way there, so we're staying together. Go off on your own, and I am not coming after you. Boss, Kapanik started, the panic in her voice louder. Where do you want me and Friday to join up with you? Stay there. Keep trying to gain control of the ship. If you can get me sensors or just the cameras, it'll make my life easier. Boss, I can't. Kapanik. Catherine warned. Were all the rookies so easy to scare? When Kapanik continued, she did sound calmer. Boss, I can't do anything. I'm not sure you understand, but when I said they transfer the control programs to engineering, I mean there is nothing left in the rest of the ship for me to take control of. Everything is on automatic. I can't see the core, so I can't get to it. Boss, I really can't stay here. Catherine closed her eyes. She wanted a coercionist. She had been desperate for one. Now she had to deal with having one. Her exposure to them outside of the corporate structure was Alex in her stay-hidden coercionist. She'd hoped Kopernik would be more like Alex, but no. It wasn't like Kopernik would add anything when confronting Tristan, but Friday was with her. One extra man probably wouldn't make a difference, but it could. You and Friday meet up with us by engineering. Be careful. Any indication of Tristan and you hide. When we go in, try to find a terminal and gain control. No worries there. What about the prisoner? Catherine sighed. Yet another complication. She should have her there. She should leave her there. She was of no use. But the question of why Tristan had left her alive nagged at her. The idea that Tristan had done so because Alex asked felt less right by the minute. Tristan only left people alive if he had a use for them. Bring her, but she stays restrained. I don't want her to run off. The prisoner thing might be an act. We're on our way. Kopernik sounded relieved. Oh, keys, Catherine thought as she put the com away. Form up. Weapons hot. Armelin, I'm warning you. You run off and you're not going to be able to predict which limb I shoot off. Rein in that anger. I will not have it getting you killed. Is that understood? The Porphyrian locked eyes with her, then gave a small nod as he took position behind her. Left leg, he mumbled. 3 inches above the heel, severing the tendon, making it impossible for me to walk until I receive medical attention. Then they went down 3 levels when Kopernik, Friday, and their prisoner were almost shot down. Of course, the rookies wouldn't have gone where she told them. For them to get here, that meant they had hurried, not been careful, she sighed, and almost decided to give them the kind of dress down she'd give one of her experienced people for making a stupid mistake. But they were far too nervous, and Friday's clothing was cut up and bloody. What happened? The two exchanged a look. We got in a fight, ma'am, Friday said. It was clear he had, but he'd been eager to kill before. Why did he look so sick? Why did he look sick now? Kopernik, she understood. The biochemist just looked subdued, like the prisoner she was. Well, she wasn't coddling them. She told them this would get violent when she took them on. If they couldn't deal with it now, it was their problem. So long as it didn't get anyone else killed. Friday, at the rear with Kopernik and the prisoner. You're still in charge of keeping them safe. Yes, ma'am. It's boss, she grumbled. She wasn't old enough to be a ma'am, damn it. And this concludes chapter 38 of Shattered Salvation. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter is going to be up, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to read the book as well as the others in the series, they are available on all all major e-retailers. And if you want to support me directly, it's on Patreon, where you can also get access to just about everything I've written. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. The links are in the notes. And with that, I shall wish you a good day.